Good evening and welcome to the 13th annual New York State High School Wrestling Championships. Well, this finals competition, along with the rest of this two-day tournament, is sponsored by the New York State Public High School Athletic Association. 143 wrestlers from 11 different sectional areas representing all of New York State are gathered here at the Onondaga War Memorial here in Syracuse, New York, to determine the best wrestler in 13 different weight classes. From the smallest 98-pounder to the heaviest 250-pound wrestler, these boys will struggle the last few hours in what culminates probably the longest season in high school athletics. But the boys love it. They wouldn't be here if they didn't. Now, I'm Klaus Evans, along with Rodney Allwater from Green Central School in Green, New York. We've had the pleasure of taping these New York State finals for the New York State Public High School Athletic Association for the last 3 years. And it's a particular pleasure this year for me because we have with us here an expert, person who I feel is an expert commentator, a man who is a legendary figure in the Syracuse area and a national hero to a lot of young men and women in this country. A premier running back in professional football, as this man claimed, but I think to many of us involved in high school and collegiate wrestling, he was the heavyweight wrestler. Two-time NCAA heavyweight wrestling champion from Syracuse University, and now with the Shreveport Steamers. Is that right, Jim?
That sure is, Klaus.
Mr. Jim Nance.
Thank you.
I think, Jim, one of the things that's on all of our minds is what's up next year for you as far as professional football?
Well, a number of things have been happening since the season's been over, November 13th. A lot of people are afraid, and many ball players that haven't been paid, and some owners that are concerned about the status of the WFL. This WFL definitely is going to make it. They're going to make an announcement by the end of the month that this is going to happen, and there are going to be some changes, I'm sure, about the financial structure of the league, which has to happen because a number of people have made some mistakes, okay, and the burden's been put on other people who have a lot of money, but they'll get these things straightened out this year, and we are going to have a World Football League.
Well, that's good news because I know that many of us followed it very closely, and particularly we followed what you were doing, I guess, because this is our area and we relate with people who come out of our area. Here we are at the New York State Finals, and this is involved with wrestling, an aspect of your life maybe that a lot of people don't know too much about. What was your most satisfying wrestling thrill, Jim? You must have some things.
Well,
that really...
Klaus, I'll go back for a second because I'd like to talk about wrestling just a little bit.
Big hand for the 1975 New York State Intersectional finalists.
Go back for a second because wrestling, the sport of wrestling itself, was very important to me. I've done a lot of things on the football field, but I attribute some of those things, or the chance or the ability to do some of those things is based on the sport of wrestling. Now let me define that a little bit. Wrestling is an individual sport. It's a one-on-one situation. You have no one to blame except yourself. And I think just the attitude that wrestling gave me, I'm talking about being in a one-on-one situation, helped me on the football field, made me more determined, and made me rely on my own ability as a football player rather than relying on the other 10 ball players that I had to play with. As a result, I utilized the 10 ball players that I was playing with to help me, but I relied on myself, on my own determination, my own ability to help me be the football player that I am. And I have wrestling to thank for that, and I love it.
Okay, well, thank you, Jim Nance, and we'll be looking forward to hearing your comments during this final. We'll be back in just a few minutes.